music and the impact on the black community.
Right. So
2000s was a golden era, really. To be honest, probably prefer the 90s music of hip hop.
Right.
But
so you were listening to the 90s once you started, like you got a whiff of the 90s probably through me and others.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
But you liked what you were hearing in the 2000s, but some made you feel like something from the past was better.
You can tell, you can smell it on somebody. You know.
It's
authentic, yeah. Well, authentic when you see it, it's,
right.
It's a feeling deep down. It's deeper than even just an understanding or coming to a mutual understanding of a pain or love or whatever.
Right.
In music, it's you see yourself in that person. You know, like really went through everything, talking to you.
Right.
You know, like,
right.
Talking to you, your story about you.
Right.
You know how to get out that. Like,
right.
You know, like,
So if you go back to slavery, right? And the way we used to do railroad tracks, and we used to slave in the fields. We used to sing in a melodic tone that soothes our soul in pain, right? And from those roots, we start, come out of freedom and stuff like that. We we've always had that musical, and obviously we are musical people. Everyone is. But we've basically used music more to get through hard times, more so than anyone else. Hard times for us in music was one thing, whereas music for everyone else was enjoyment. It was a thing where, I'm gonna listen to music for pleasure, but for black people in enslavement and all these other areas of their life, it was something that soothed the spirit from rage and things like that. And so
speaking on basically how the music it's changed. There ain't no more soul in the music. Even the R&B is really changed. Recently, hip hop artist Young Ma, she even said like
who?
Young Ma. She's
okay.
a rapper from New York.
Okay.
She even said like even the R&B is not the same. The rap definitely not the same. She's a rapper. She spoke on that. But
right.
Now, even the R&B, it's weird when the R&B is not the same anymore. Like.
Yeah, and maybe it's not your job. Maybe you feel like it's not your job. That's not the artist you are. So who is? Who's the artist that takes on the responsibility of soothing and politics and stuff? In R&B, we ain't even got to the other genres yet. You know what I'm saying? In R&B, who is the person that's saying it's going? Like Marvin Gaye, what's going on, or it's going to be okay? The Donny Hathaways. Who is putting a little political love to music?
I do want to say Kendrick Lamar is an artist from the West Coast.
Okay.
He was under the label TDE.
Okay.
He started his own label. I believe like 2 years back. He just got released from TDE or bought out his contract. He just was Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. That's the name of his album. It's a good album.
So that's
Cole,
right. So that's the music you feeling right now in terms of trying to go back in terms of what rap is supposed to represent.
I can't even. That's just my opinion. It's not what's supposed to represent.
But your opinion matters, like everyone else's.
Well, I just believe personally that rap supposed to be teaching you something, making you feel some type of way. All of this is just fun music or whatever. There's nothing wrong with that, but. If that's all that's on the radio, then that's definitely a problem.
Right, it's a problem.
That's a problem. You don't see nothing, but you don't see all coke like dark sodas in the store, do you?
Right.
So why do you only see one type of music,
right.
With multiple artists doing the same type of music on the radio?
Right. Well, we already know what that is. That's for money. No. But listen, one thing I begin to understand about music is that people don't really want serious music because they don't want to keep reliving their trauma. You know what I'm saying? They want to turn up and turn down or whatever, and they don't want a whole lot of music that's going to remind them of the trauma. But what I propose is that, or what I want to say is, a lot of that music keeps us from doing the same dumb shit over and over. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, the carjacking that's going on all over the country continuously. You have some rappers that are telling people, stop doing it because you're about to get life in jail. And they don't believe this shit. You understand what I'm saying? To them, and then take us to the next level. Instead, we keep getting year after year after year of what? Drill. Violence. this rapper got killed.
Or drug music too.
Drug music. That's, I mean, so what, rap music is synonymous with death now? That's what rap is?
I just put that together. Tupac and Nas and them, they like 1 and 2, right? Dead and alive, right? 1 and 2. And Biggie, that's 3. 1, 2, and 3, right? But let's just use Pac and Nas right now, right? Nas, his mom was a teacher.
Oh wow,
You know?
can't stay right there. That's right.
Tupac, his mom and father or whatever, all
They
them,
were teachers.
They was Black Panthers. You
Right,
understand?
exactly.
And there's 1 and 2 in the world around. This
Right, you make a hell of a point there. I didn't even think about that. So a lot of times, you get a lot of good artists coming from the experience of the parents.
That's literally it.
That's literally it. And that totally went over my head in terms of thinking about it. You know, you're right, because it was somebody, Michelle, what's the beautiful actress, that acts in the Fast and the Furious series, Michelle, I forgot her name. She said the difference between Tupac and Biggie was Biggie spoke of the streets and Tupac spoke of the world.
If you could take 2 of your favorite hip hop artists like ever and put them against each other in a battle, who those 2 would be?
Biggie and Tupac.
Oh, in a battle? Who you think would win?
Tupac.
Oh, that's crazy.
Tupac was a poet, and he cared about his race, his culture, and he understood what was going on in the world in a deep, deep way. And I love Biggie. He understood what was going on in his hood, but he wasn't thinking globally, and he wasn't thinking like the entire race, and he wasn't thinking an entire tribe, an entire humanity. Like Tupac was the deep motherfucker.
When you see
It is important for us to have both rappers. One that is, group of rappers, conscious rap and of drill. But does drill have to be continuously violent?
Is that all we have to listen to?
Right. Does it have to inspire death?
That literally, it don't even have, forget all the inspired. That stuff, it literally, music literally, like you went back to the slave stuff, it literally does something to your spirit. That's a real, I don't know. I feel differently than other people. I'm a very spiritual person. Everyone knows me, probably knows that. I really believe in a lot of stuff that spiritually happens, which is a spiritual war we're going through right now, physically, spiritually, and mentally.
Because they're mentally putting it together. They're mentally living the negativity, and then they're putting it in the music. But they're not applying the positive spirit to help control that. They're not saying, man, let me not write this because I have to be responsible for how people gonna respond. Therefore, they're not incorporating the spiritual. You know what I'm saying? They just doing straight mental and physical. But like you said, we need all 3 because spiritual gives us the positive conscience. Even if no matter what God you believe in, you can be of any denomination or any religion. 9 times out of 10, your religion has peace in it. And if you are using that peace, part of your being, to create music, it's going to come out in music. But if you're not, then you're going to come out violent.
If you go to the movie theater and you're watching a scary movie, if they turn the sound off, you would never jump. You understand? That's what's it called? Frequency. Sounds hold frequencies. Feeling in a sound, a knock, authority, softness. You understand? There's feeling in sound. So when you produce a certain sound with a certain words, words too hold weight. Those just like damn near magic on beat, like literally.
Right.
And then you put the music video behind it with the weapons and all that.
Yeah, that Push Monkeys type stuff to
This
me.
is really, that's yeah. This is real witchcraft. That's real witchcraft.
Dude.
And you get behind camera, like you with the weapon that make you feel like you the man.
And to piggyback on that, like I used to always say, and I actually came up with this recently, that a weapon in your hand or some other type of dangerous application basically arouses the negative you that's literally beneath the surface.
I wouldn't say negative. I say the primal part of you.
Okay, primal
Part of you.
Okay,
the first you is the primal. That's your first brain, the oldest part of you. Your primal. You know.
Right, and you're right, but we put our peaceful religion on it to calm that.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but when you pour, and I was talking about this
the first
earlier.
part of you come back out.
Right, but when you pour and you frustrated, it's going to kill all of that positivity because you're living in that reality. And if you're an artist in music, then that negativity will show. You understand what I'm saying? Because like it's when you look at other genres like country music, they had the same problem, but they preach in love. Even rock, most rock, they have the same poor and rich problems as everyone else. They're not running around pointing guns and stuff and all of that in their videos. If you look at what's good about the community, you know, the judges, the lawyers, the senators, and all the other people that come from that same community, why aren't we talking about what else the community does, you know, that negative environments produce? Because it does produce something, you know? It don't always produce death and all of that stuff, you know? And Nino Brown said it best, and I probably said it in another podcast that we already aired. You know, if we're so poor, why is the Indians, the Orientals, and all the other nationalities in our community with their products, if we're so poor? You understand what I'm saying? If they have all their stores, if their stores are in the white community, if they're in our community, and they are going home to the affluent communities paying for their college kids with our money, then are we as poor as we think we are? You understand what I'm saying? I think our poorness is contagious, and we, you know, one poor man rapping about being poor makes someone else feel poor. When in reality, the other person that's listening ain't really poor. You know? And it's okay that somebody else may struggle with that. Our problem, in terms of us sitting here, is how it's contagious in the violent side, and how it's not soothing, and how it's not medicinal, you know?
All you have to do is turn on the radio, you ain't... Cardi B didn't want her little girl listening to her music.
Right, wow.
What do we have?
Wow, did y'all hear that? Cardi B ain't want her own child listening to her music. That just tells you how toxic some of our music is. And it's coming from us, it's our responsibility to change it. You know what I'm saying? And it's people like us who are speaking.
I believe it's just resolve. Falling for anything, you know? Like we didn't stand for nothing in our community. We just.
So that's why I'm on his podcast, y'all.
They
say that again.
Well, a lot of people who really because even back, I guess in your maybe a little bit before your era, the Dr. Dre eras and all, they wasn't really making the money Little Baby and them making now.
Right.
They wasn't making. That was the drug dealer thing. The drug dealers made all that money. The rappers is making the drug dealer money now.
Right. No, actually, rappers is making the Jeff Bezos money now. And with less responsibility.
And hold on, let me piece this up for you with you right now. And it's not even like they even own that money. The labels or I'll tell you can go on a trip to Jamaica and shoot a music video, but all that coming out of your contract money that you're gonna have to pay me back later on. So are you really even balling? That's really where I feel like this pain and stuff really even come from. Because if they was really balling and up like that, nobody would be going back to the hood with drill money, killing niggas.
They would be going back to the hood with intellect.
Nobody would just go back to the hood if you had the real money. You know that let me know I'm on to something. Like when you have something over somebody's head, they feeling some type of way. You feel me? Like they. That's how it's hard for me to explain, but they're deaf. Like we already at the bottom of the totem pole. That's Young Thug and all them. They're in jail right now. They let you prove that. That's another. Everything I have is receipts to it. He's in jail right now
because he's listening to his own music. He's listening to everyone else's music, and somehow they feel like they have to live that negative that they're rapping.
And put it on tape. It's one thing to live it. That's all right. That's cool. But why you gotta put it on tape, dude?
Right. Wow.
There's stunt dudes and actors. The real people in the show, they don't even do their own stunts. The stunt men do their own stunts.
So why are you right? I'm with you. Why? Okay. I understand. That's deep. You're right. Yeah, I hope the audience is following. You're right. So basically, you're saying that if you're living a reality, that's not a desirable part of your life, and you want to say something to the world about it. Once you get to a certain level,
that should be it, man.
Why are you still giving it to everyone else? Where is your positive? And we're not talking about your positive in terms of how much money you have, showing your riches and stuff. Why aren't you talking about how well you're doing at your kid's soccer practice, or that you're building a community center with that money? You know, why black neighborhoods don't have their Safeways and stuff like that? I can't go to a Safeway nowhere in 50 miles away I'm sitting and see a black supermarket. And we have black rappers like Wale and all these other people ain't bought a goddamn
Been
thing.
here for years.
Ain't bought nothing for the community.
Decades.
And I understand he might feel, and the others like him might feel that it's not their responsibility, but it's our responsibility to buy your records. It's our responsibility to support you.
Oh, man.
So when you gonna reach back out and support us? And I'm not talking to Wale per se. I'm talking about the rich people in entertainment who are putting the negativity in our community and not putting the positive in the community.
Something other than fashion.
Right. Something other than
Or
fashion.
music, give it some industrial.
Give me industry.
Food, my sister, she has a skincare product line. She has a farm. Give us something that we can move forward off.
Right.
We can make shoes. Stop dressing up shit and making it look pretty. Fix the shit. You get what I'm saying?
Wow.
For
We
real.
definitely gonna have a part 2. We can't stay long this time, y'all. I'm gonna wrap it up, but I see that Brother Teller can go for hours right now, but I gotta go back to work. Sorry, y'all.
Get me high,
This a lunchtime podcast, y'all. I gotta go back to work because I'm a working man myself. Even though we're at our studio at Calabrios, I still gotta get money that way. So one other thing I want to bring up was our Cash App. We want to start taking donations because we want to start having some important people here, some people of influence that can basically put some weight behind the things we're saying, and we can create change based on our subjects. So if you got $5 or even $1, send it to our Cash App at Life Grow, and you'll see the logo.
Money sign Life Grow.
Yeah, money sign Life Grow, and like I said, it's to basically get some big people in here to talk and stuff about the issues of the DMV, from the DMV on out. We want to bring in some politicians. We want to bring in some council members. We got a lot of people running for some different seats in the DMVs. We want to love to sit down and talk to them and know how they feel about certain issues and what they're going to do about them. They can have a certain feeling. What y'all going to do about it on your platform? And that's what we're trying to do. So I'm Dex Hayes.
And I'm Terry.
From Life Grow at Calabria Studios. Thanks so much, y'all. Out.